Hello there, hello, joining on the Zoom call. And hello, fantastic, just now connected live onto the Facebook Live as well for this evening. So as usual, just give it a while for people to get the notification on Facebook, and excellent people are arriving on the Zoom call. Hello to people who are finding this recording afterwards, who are usually kind of the people who see this kind of these first couple of minutes. Just wait a moment for everybody to arrive. Brilliant, so I can see people starting to arrive on. There we go. Wonderful. Let us know if you're there on Facebook Live. I can see a couple of bubbles going up with some thumbs and some hearts. Drop a message in the comments. Let us know where you're joining in from this evening. And same as well for those who are joining in on Zoom. They've got the chat section in the corner there. Do say hello. Let us know where you're joining in from. Especially if this is your first time connecting on this. Let us know where you're... that's it. Let us know where you're joining in from. And where you found it, where you found out about it. Excellent. We're starting. So we've got people joining from Deal and from Glastonbury. Fantastic. Jill, you're asking about the password for Zoom. If you're on Zoom, you must have the password, I would guess, by now. Oh, you're trying to log on the computer. Gotcha. It's hoof and horn, with the and being the ampersand. So hoof ampersand horn. That's it. We're arriving. We're arriving. Great. So people joining in from Aberdeenshire, from London, from Edinburgh. I've missed a few there as well. From Droitwich. Oh, that's one I've not known how to pronounce. I'm going to have a go at this, Sheila. Droitwich. See if there's give a phonetic one on there that we could, for pronunciation. From Lille. Wonderful. From London as well. Excellent, excellent. Well, I've decorated. I've taken the opportunity. I'm obviously missing the festivals this year, so I've dressed up a little bit with a kind of bit more of a tunic type for the Lughnasadh celebration. I realised I didn't have anything bright yellow to wear, but found gold suns to put up on the wall there in celebration of Lughnasadh. So this evening we can really honour this celebration that we're just moving into. If we go by the calendar, or if we go by the full moon in the next few days, if we go by what's going on the land, we're a couple of weeks behind. Hello, welcome those who are joining in there and who are just arriving on Zoom. Fantastic. Do let us know where you're joining in from. Hello. Do join us in the comments there. So people who have been on these regularly will know and remember we start with just a grounding and a smudging at the start. If you have kind of ceremonial smudge herbs at home and they're handy, good chance to grab those now. Good time to grab those now, because when we begin in just a few minutes we'll be starting with that. So it's great if you are able to join in with those yourself at home. Let me close the window because I can hear what's going on down the road, and Heidi, bless her, is already snoozing down here next to me. But as some of you will know, if she hears things going on in the road, she tends to join in with the chorus of whatever's going on. So if you hear a bit of a bark in the distance, that will be Heidi. So yeah, joining in from Winchester, Gisborough, Burnley. People joining in from Stockholm, welcome, fantastic. Fantastic. And everybody who's joining in on Facebook Live, if you're able to kind of click the share button, because a lot of people find out about this through groups and things like that when I share the details around in different groups, and then never find their way back to the actual the live thing when it's happening. So if you found this in a group, or found out about this in a group or from somewhere, if you're able to share this live video to that spot, then it means that the people who might be looking for it there will be able to see it. That really helps just to get people to find it, rather than them getting lost searching for the page. Fantastic. Lovely. More people joining in there on the Zoom call as well. Welcome everybody. I had the problem a few weeks ago when we were on here, where I couldn't see any of the comments on Facebook Live, but I've worked out how to do it. I just needed to swipe something in the right direction. I can just about see when the thumbs and the hearts and the smiley faces go up on the side there as well. I can see when the bubbles are rising. So do keep in contact on the comments. I can see those throughout this. Wonderful. Welcome those who are just joining in on the Zoom call there. Welcome. Do drop a hello in the chat there. Okay, so we join again, we gather again for the online drumming circle, where we can kind of connect in this wide circle. I've listed, as people have been saying hello and letting us know where they're from, I've been listing where everybody's connecting in from, and we're again a wide circle spreading all around the world, very, very strongly around the country, but people joining in from all around the world as well. And with this one, with where we are in the calendar on the time of the year, we are going to give some time to honour and mark the celebration of Lughnasadh, because we're in that time of the year, and a big part of the work that I share in the drumming groups, and when I in days gone by, when I've travelled around the country doing workshops and events in places, we all remember those days, would be a big focus on it, would be connecting with where we are in the year, and connecting with the season, and looking at the message of the season, the kind of the wisdom and the medicine of the season, if you like, and what that reflects on what is kind of going on in our internal worlds, because we are part of those natural cycles as well, and so what's going on out and around us is some expression of that is going on within us as well. So we have this space on these drumming circles to tune in with what's going on in the season as well. And where we are at the end of the month here, at the end of July, this is the closest drumming circle that we have to the celebration of Lughnasadh. So we will be honouring that this evening. So let's begin, everyone. If you've got smudge herbs, join in and just take a moment just to smudge and to ground yourself at the start. If you don't, you can do this with your breath. Just take a moment just to focus on your breath, to concentrate on that breath coming in, that breath going out. And just as we connect with that breath, we just connect with our body that little bit more. We breathe a little bit deeper, right down to our bellies. So that can centre and ground us. Feel a little bit more connected to our bodies. If we work with visualizations well, also visualize as you breathe, just extending out from your legs and your feet, going down into the earth, just as if there were tree roots. Tree roots going down into the earth through the soil and the sand and the stone, and just wrapping themselves round a large core of rock in the earth, connected to everything there, rooted and grounded. And as you breathe, just focusing on that symbol, that image. And I'm going to light the sage here, I've got a mix of sage and pine actually here. And as I light this, I pass it around my body to let the smoke rise, and I invite those plant spirits to help clear away any of the stresses of the day, any of the worries that I don't need to carry, to clear me of those, so I can be here completely present and focused this evening. So I can be here in this space with you all. And I will leave the, yeah, I can pop it here in the back now. And that will continue to send those prayers with the smoke up, just for grounding, for clarity, and for protection for the circle, for everybody who's joining now in this moment, and everybody who joins in later when they find the recording, or they join in with the recording later. Aye. And as it helps us drop out of the busyness of the head, the busyness from the day, from everything that we've been doing, we can come into this space now, into our hearts. And let's just, from our hearts, all of us, just send out that call to the land, to the spirits of the land and the earth beneath us, to that heartbeat of Mother Earth, who holds us and heals us and guides us on our journey through life. We honour the waters, those that have fallen recently as rains, and all of those that flow up through the earth from the deep underwater wells and springs. And we honour the waters of flowing through the rivers. We honour the deep seas, and how that connects with us, that element of flow within us and our own depths. And we honour the element of air, to the gentle breeze, to the wild winds of change, and to that breath that connects us with it all. And to the fire. We're here at Lughnasadh, we're in this celebration of light, of the sun. We honour that fire of the sun in the sky, that fire of the sun that has been warming the earth, that has been warming the land and the plants and all life. And to all of those fires that burn deep within us, those fires of excitement, of passion, of creativity. Turned something around here when I didn't mean to. I apologise. Hey. Yeah, connecting with our own fires. And as well in this space, let's send that call out to all of the unseen that work with us, to all of our guides, to all of our teachers, spirit allies, to all of those unseen that work with us and work through us. And as we focus in on this ancient celebration that has been marked and honoured in many different ways throughout the generations, throughout the centuries, throughout the millennia, let's also honour the ancestors, our own ancestors, those ancestors of our own bloodline, those ancestors of this land who will have marked this ceremony in their own ways. And the ancestors of these spiritual traditions that have passed it on in such a way that we can connect here in this space, that we can continue to have a respect and appreciation to the magic of the seasons and the land and these old traditions, these old ways. So as we open the circle for all of us, we call to all of the spirits of the north and the east and the south and the west, and ask the circle to be blessed. And to the earth below and sky above, fill the circle with purest love. Blessed be. Blessed be, Aho, Amen, Ariom, cheers. Whatever is the right way for you for ending prayers, for ending your sharings. That's the right one for there. For whatever's right for you. Alright, so welcome everybody on the Facebook Live, welcome everybody on the Zoom. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it as well for technical issues. That was what was going on. There was something that came up on both screens to talk about the internet there. So can you see me alright on Zoom? Give us a wave if you can see and hear me okay there. Excellent. This unstable connection that it goes on about. And let us know if you can still see me and hear me on Facebook Live, because I changed something a little bit on there as well. So it's either with comments or with bubbles, with thumbs, hearts, or laughs. Send those up. There is always a little bit of a lag on Facebook Live, but I've just had a couple of comments come in, so I'll trust that it's right. Okay, thank you, Carolyn. So I can see that it's getting through there somewhere. All right, super. So let us begin this evening, as we do, with the unity round of drumming, to connect in as a circle, to connect in this wide circle wherever we are. If you're on Zoom, I can see people reaching for drums. Show us where your drums are. Show us your drums. Fantastic. I so look forward to kind of being in circle and being able to sit around and see and hear them all again. But this round of drumming is our unity round, where, you know, we can't be in the space sitting and hearing each other's drums, so we just tune in on this level, in this circle, to unite all around wherever we are and connect in this space. And I want us all to as well focus on gratitude. Focus on gratitude here as we start to move into the autumn. One of the aspects of autumn, there's kind of, you know, many of them, but one of the things is we start to turn more into kind of that focus on gratitude. So let's hold that in this unity circle, this unity round of drumming, as we connect together. So I'll begin with the round of drumming here. Heidi's woken up. I'll begin with the drumming here. Wherever you are, with your drum, join in. If you're not with a drum, join in with an open heart for unity. Once again, just connecting with your breath. I'm feeling that as those rhythms of the drums connecting us in all over and around in this circle. Hey. Give your body a little bit of a move and a stretch in between, just helps bring you back to here. Yeah, fantastic. How's everybody doing? I can see people back to life on Zoom. Are people back to life on Facebook as well? Let us know on there with whichever way, either with a comment just to let us know that you're back, or send up a thumb or a heart. Oh. And how are you feeling? How did you feel during that round of drumming? I can see there's a kind of a question up there to do with the sound. How is the sound on Zoom? How's it going? Because it's always with Zoom, it's that little bit more temperamental. Yeah. Trish has popped a comment up to say that there's a lot of echo and background noise. Is that what a lot of people are getting? Is it buzzing? Yeah, if you let us know in the comments what's going on with the sound. I've got a microphone that's more technical than I really know what to do with, so there might be something I need to twist on one of the buttons there. Because the Facebook Live one goes through my phone, there is something about phones that they equalise. Is that the right term? Somebody explained this to me a few weeks ago. It equalises all the sound on the phone anyway, so I don't have to kind of set it particularly. Time lagging, right? Okay, so that's a connection thing. Yeah. Okay, super. I'll keep an eye on there. Keep an eye on it. It might be something that I need to just turn up or down on here as well. Great. So people doing good on Facebook. People are returning back. How are people from the journeys on Zoom? Do a gesture to describe how you're feeling. Feeling zen? I don't know. Feeling floaty? Feeling grounded? We can do a bit of kind of like performance dance to kind of describe how we're feeling. That's quicker for going in the comments. Fantastic. Excellent. I sounded convincing for Jenny then with the with equalizer. Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, equalizer is what it is. It's equalizing the sound. All right, so a couple of people are having an issues with the time lagging on Zoom. What I tend to do is I tend to have the Facebook one going off a different connection, so it doesn't slow anything down there. But we are kind of doing as best we can with the connection with it. We'll see what we can do over time. If there's some sort of technical upgrade I can do, but yeah, for the moment it's just to do with kind of the internet connection. Interpretive dance all the way. Yes. Carry on Facebook Live at home with your own performative interpretive dance, expressing how you're feeling. I can't see all of them, unfortunately, but been lovely seeing the ones on Zoom of you kind of talking about how you're or showing how you're feeling at the moment. The drum echo is often with the time lag. On Zoom, people are on mute apart from my one, so that's not normally the issue to do with the different drums. It's just a connection thing, I guess. We shall persevere as we do. Okay. So this round of drumming now will be to focus on the celebration of Lughnasadh, also known as Lammas. The Lughnasadh is kind of the older term, the older kind of more Gaelic term, with kind of different pronunciations of it depending on whether it's based on Irish or Manx. More recently, the Anglo-Saxon term is Lammas. But let us know in the comments what your association is. What do you associate this time of the year with? What do you associate this celebration with? If you have a particular kind of connection to the celebration, what does it symbolise to you? What does it represent to you? Let's start kind of talking about some of those. I've put up a couple of, and at the start of this described a couple of the symbols or kind of the signs related to it, and kind of got them up and around the room. So the first comments that are coming in are to do with it being the first harvest and the beginning of the harvest, and hence the kind of the grain that's been cut up and bundled up there around one of the altars that I've got in the house, and will be something that I'll be doing some work with over the next few days. But yes, this celebration is the celebration of the first harvest. It's either August the 1st if you go strictly by the calendar. Some people work by the moon, and I think the full moon then is Monday. So the 3rd, some people would work with it that way. Other people base it on with what's going on in the land, that Lammas or Lughnasadh is marked by the time when the grain in the field goes from green to gold. And this celebration, or the kind of the colour of this celebration is this gold colour. You know, the gold of the sun, the fire of the sun, but also of Lugh, the Irish sun god. And so, yeah, all of these symbols around it. Just wanting to catch a few of them. Yeah, so the changing of seasons. Oh, I've gone up too far. Yeah, the turning of the seasons. We go past the summer solstice and where the days have been getting longer and longer and longer up to the summer solstice, and they start to get shorter. And it may be starting now that we're starting to notice that they're getting a bit shorter. But it's certainly that first turn back inwards. As the days get shorter and the nights get longer, we kind of move back towards that inner space, whether that be we come in from outside because in agricultural ideas, the work on the field is done, but also, you know, in terms of modern lifestyle, we move kind of away from the festival season in the next few months. Not for a while if we were having the normal festival season, but we'd kind of start to becoming a lot more inwards, and there is that kind of that reflected on the personal level, on that kind of symbolic level for ourselves, that we move from our more extroverted self and start to turn more inwards in those inner doorways into that more introverted space. And the autumn is kind of, is a season of reflection, and so we're starting to move back towards that. People talking about the fruits beginning, we've got the kind of the wheat and the grain, but also the fruits beginning to harvest. And when we had our last circle, we were talking about it as being the ripening time when we met a few weeks ago. It was that period of time leading up to this where things were just getting there. And I know a number of people, when we've kind of connecting on circles before, we've talked about kind of, a lot of people have vegetable gardens, or this year have started vegetable gardens. And so it's, you're starting to see the beans kind of, being ready to harvest. You're starting to see the tomatoes maybe getting there and ready. A lot of things now are we're starting to get into the start of the harvest season, which if we were to go back kind of later than Anglo-Saxon, but kind of medieval times, we'd be having the start of the harvest fairs and festivals and markets, which would be going on for kind of, for the next sort of month and a half of people trading produce all up and around the country. So, I think I just need to scroll down here. Yeah, the Lammas fairs, the fire dragon, season of abundance, long hours for farmers. Yes, I always used to joke, Tony, that this was the time of the year where we would, if we weren't kind of working with farmers ourselves, this is the time of the year we'd know we're getting towards the Lammas season or the Lughnasadh season, because you're stuck behind combine harvesters and tractors on the country lanes. This is kind of, you know, if we need these different ways of how you mark kind of when you're getting closer to a celebration. That's how you're kind of stuck behind the tractors and the all the signs up saying farm vehicles turning and all of that everywhere. Just checking a couple more of these comments. Yeah, corn dollies, Morris dancing, field of gold. Corn dolls, if you're not familiar with corn dolls, I'm kind of not quite so good at those. I tend to just kind of get a few bits of corn and just braid them together. But do Google corn dolls and look at how you can make those. That's a kind of a nice traditional craft that gets you hands-on connected with the grain this season. So have a look at those. But also with it being the celebration of Lugh, this time of the sun and the harvest, we're going to be doing a chant later on that is in honour of Lugh. But also one of the things, and I don't know the kind of the full ins and outs of this part of his story, but a big part of this celebration is it's not specifically related to Lugh, it's related to his foster mother, and it's a celebration of his foster mother. And while we have a lot of stories of like the sacrificed gods in this land which relate to the corn being cut, there is also kind of the where the earth goddess fits in with that. And there is a kind of a point of focus at this time of the year is thinking of all of those the kind of, you know, in inverted commas, foster parents kind of in life, all of those parent figures, all of those people that we've looked up to, and focusing with gratitude for all of those people who have, I was going to use the word kind of teachers, but kind of more than that, who have kind of been there for kind of support in our lives. So where this is a celebration of his foster mother, that kind of then brings in that thread of just honouring and acknowledging those people that have been there as those figures in our lives as well. So just reading Jenny's comment. So we tend to sing a lot in the Ashford Circle. We do a chant as much as we can here on these evenings. But yes, was it this one last year? The harvest time, I would normally kind of go, right, we need a song for the harvest. And one year we picked Cauliflower's Fluffy. People know that one? Cauliflower's Fluffy and Cabbage is Green. That's not the song we're going to sing tonight. We'll maybe do that one in one of the kind of like the early September. And kind of later into the harvest season, but we've got one specifically for Lugh this evening. But yeah, thanks for reminding us of that, Jenny. We will kind of weave that one in. But let's have this round of drumming now to honour this season, to honour this celebration that's coming up, that is around this time, that, you know, when we mark it, there's something in doing that where we connect with thousands of years of ancestors in these islands who have celebrated and marked this time and this period as being the start of the harvest. Incredibly important for kind of people who have this, for kind of as a people, we've kind of lived, our ancestors have lived the agricultural lifestyle, and so this is incredibly important celebration. That is the reason why it's been one of the ones that is carried on. And one of the things that I really quite like about one of the old kind of Middle Ages sort of traditions around this time of the year is that people would go and visit the holy wells and go and visit the nearby holy wells, and that was something that continued up until kind of, you know, the Middle Ages, even when kind of, you know, Christianity had largely spread around the country. While, you know, in kind of the rural areas, a lot of the old ways had continued. One of the things that had continued was going and visiting the sacred wells and honouring those wells. So so for all of those things that we've named in relation to this this celebration, this time of the year, let's drum in honour of that, and in that we're connecting with all of those thousands of years of ancestors. Angela's asked some kind of well dressing. Maybe somebody can kind of clarify on that. I do know, you know, well dressing is kind of going and doing the decorating and kind of giving the offerings and flowers to the wells. Is that related to this time of the year, or is there another time of the year? Maybe somebody can pop that in the comments there, whether well dressing is more is a Lammas one. I know that there's the visiting the wells, but I wasn't sure whether well dressing was more related to another time of the year. maybe we'll have an answer to that, Angela, in a little while. Between Zoom and Facebook. Okay, you've got it there. You've put it there. So earlier, but can go over the summer as well. Excellent. All right. So in honor of Lughnasadh, and yeah, the other symbols that I've got, obviously the gold circles, which are our suns on the wall there, the gold sun, and Lugh is connected with the spear as well. That's his magical item, as it were, his weapon, and kind of what he is connected with in the stories. It's worth having a kind of a read of the stories over this weekend if you can. The stories connected with Lugh, but the bronze spear head that's on the end of this spear here is one that I'd cast a number of years ago, and remains on many of my altars, but I've specifically returned it to be back onto the kind of the main shaft of the stick to go with it, for kind of this time of the year, for this week and this weekend. So all of those symbols related to them. Angela, yes, we've got an answer on the well dressing. Early summer is more the well dressing time, and I guess it's now just visiting the wells. Yeah, fantastic. All right. Okay, and Jenny's kind of saying more towards the summer solstice as well. Fantastic. All right, so in celebration of Lughnasadh, in celebration of this time of the year, connecting with the season, connecting with the old traditions and with the ancestors. That's it. Just breathe your way back, everybody. Just taking those conscious, deeper breaths just to breathe your energy and your awareness back into your body. Move and stretch if you need to. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Look around the room at something. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. So let us know that you're back on Facebook. It's a celebration of Lugh, so it has to be a big sunshiny laughy face. Gotta send up the bubbles with the laughy faces. That's what we need on there. And on Zoom we can be the sunny smiley faces, laughy faces. Let us know you're back. There we go. Excellent. Fantastic. Wonderful. Wonderful. How are you feeling? How was that round of drumming for you? We're getting the smiley faces now up on there. Fantastic. Let us know how you're doing and what that round of drumming was like for you. Brilliant. I can't see all of the bubbles going up on the side. I just kind of catch the side of them. I've got like some bar on the screen kind of coming up on the right hand side there, so I can just see kind of the edges of them going up. Fantastic. Francisco's kind of there with newly birthed drum, newborn drum, able to kind of connect in with us this evening. That's fantastic. People saying exhilarated, uplifted, beautiful, connected, refreshed. Furious jazz hands. I like it. Brilliant. All the energy of the season. Trancey. Nice. Nice. One of the things when we're kind of doing this at home, we can kind of do the drumming and then finish the drumming and then get up and kind of wander out somewhere else. So it's just any time you're kind of leaving, doing the drumming to kind of go and do something else, take a moment just to reconnect with your breath and ground. Breathe right down to your belly. Focus on those tree roots. And just take that moment just to ground and centre before you kind of go from one place to another. Because yes, you know, this is the opportunity where we can kind of connect in with that on those deeper levels within ourselves, and it can feel trancey when we've been connecting with the rhythm of the drum that way. So yeah, it's just a timely reminder to connect in with the breath, just to bring yourself back. They talk about this way of working, this way of practice as walking between the worlds and having a foot in each world, and you know, it's quite a skill to develop, but I've kind of been able to kind of be right there in that deeper trance space, and then stepping then out into the kind of the everyday. But we kind of need to kind of get that it's not a switch, it's a movement within ourselves into kind of sitting in a different place within ourselves. And another one there, joy, full joy. I hope there's lots of kind of smiley jazz hands then behind the Facebook screens as well. Wonderful, wonderful. One of the things that kind of came to me today when I was out on the walk and just kind of thinking about ahead for this evening was, you know, we're now coming to the time of the year where it is that first doorway inwards, kind of as we go, you know, it is kind of, if we go by the seasons, it is a start of autumn, or it's kind of, we're moving into autumn in that way. We think of it as being the summer because we tend to define our seasons depending on hot and cold, rather than the kind of the more complex things of actually what's going on in the land, of, you know, spring starting when those first shoots are growing out of the ground. Well, that can be end of January, beginning of February, when we're looking at Imbolc. And, you know, then summer, when everything is in its full green, is beginning of May, when we kind of often think of that as being kind of middle of spring. Just like the middle of the day is at 12 o'clock noon, but the hottest time of the day is about maybe like 3 in the afternoon, we still have this very, very warm August month, which we think of very much as summer. But in terms of what's going on with the land, it's starting to come towards the end of its peak, and that energy then starts to go to the fruits and the vegetables, go to the seeds and the nuts, and start to turn back inwards. And I was just kind of reflecting on the fact that what's going on in the UK at the moment is we're starting now to go out of our houses, kind of with lockdown easing, and we're kind of going out of starting to get out more, which is a complete kind of mirror opposite to the spring in March and the spring equinox, the time of the year when the focus is normally about that unfolding, emerging, kind of rising, coming out. And at that point we were then going into a kind of a lockdown of kind of going more indoors. So there's an interesting thing at play, as it were, this year, kind of in that kind of reflected energies, where when the land is awakening, we're doing that awakening indoors and kind of, kind of more solitary, more insular kind of way. And when the energy is going inwards, it's okay, now kind of go and do that inward stuff together outside, kind of, in spaces. It's I know it felt very strange personally for me, kind of in the spring, kind of that that juxtaposition, or kind of, I don't know, that kind of mismatch of the going indoors or having to stay indoors when everything now is starting to the energy rising is wanting to go out, and now it's as we move into the autumn, it's the kind of the energies going inward while we're able to kind of go out more. So I was just holding that earlier on today, that kind of interesting balance of it all. So that's I wanted it was on my mind earlier. I wanted to share that. So I do kind of encourage you to stay with that connection to the season over the next few days. Some people focus on the first as the day of the celebration, and I know lots of people will be celebrating in their own way. I think there's a lot of resources being shared around online about how to mark the celebration kind of personally in a solitary way, maybe at home, but there'll be people who will be sharing things online, and I'll find the details for the Folkestone pagan online ceremony celebration, and I'll pop that in the comments on the Facebook one, because I know they're doing another live streamed ceremony for Lughnasadh. But yeah, do kind of have a look about the corn dollies and see if you can get crafting, see if you can read up on any of the stories of Lugh as well, and find out about some of the legends that connect with him, and connect him with the celebration over the next few days. As I say, Saturday is the day that they often the first is the day that people often associate with it, but then there's also the full moon on Monday, which may be another time where you'll be able to find things that are happening to connect in with the season. What I've got on next week, which I've got the details in the blurb at the top there for the link for it, is the introduction to shamanic drumming. I did one of these a few months ago in May, and kind of we had a kind of a great session that was really focused on kind of lockdown, more kind of introduction to shamanic drumming with a focus of ways to work with and use your drum at home. We will be talking about ways to working with your drums at home, but also kind of there'll be a little bit kind of more to do with kind of a more general introduction to shamanic drumming as well on that one. So I'm doing that as a live session on the 5th, but what I kind of will be doing with it is it will be a recorded session, and that recorded class will then be available to kind of watch and access afterwards. So if you're wanting to see kind of details about that, on the Facebook live bit, there is the blurb at the top, and it's in one of the links in there. I believe it should be. If it's not, I'll pop it into the comment section. It's just gone through my mind, it might not be in there. If it's not, I'll pop it in the comment section afterwards as well. The next online drumming circuit that we'll be having will be the second Tuesday in August, which just to go on the date, will be the 11th. So the 11th of August will be the next one that we'll be having. I'm pretty certain that we'll also be doing the 25th, but I will confirm on that, because we're starting to kind of open up this question of, are we going to meet with the Ashford group again on the last Tuesday of the month in kind of, you know, with a physical circle. And what I might look to do, though it becomes very, very technical, is see if I can live stream the actual circle while we're physically there. We will see how that goes. That's kind of there as a looking ahead to the end of next month. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of include everybody in it still. But when we can get back, if we are able to kind of get back to having a physical drumming circle at the from the end of next month, we may start to do that. So I know that question's come up a fair bit today and since the last drumming circle from people who are part of the Ashford Circle there as well. So yes, I think that's all of the updates on bits and pieces there. The other online courses are all up online and running, and the link is definitely in the blurb for those if you're wanting to have a look at any of the courses that are related to journeying, the Sacred Men's Work course, and the Smoke and Ceremony class, which is related to native British traditions and working with ceremonial incenses. All of the details are in the blurb there, so you'll be able to find those. So I think that's all of the kind of the updates on bits and pieces with that. So where are we time wise now? Oh, great, fantastic. So our next round of drumming, let's have our healing round. It's our round of drumming where we've had this moment for ourselves to connect in as a circle, to connect in with the season. We're here kind of, as you've commented on, energized and uplifted, connected, and all of that. And we're now going to drum to send some of that love and strength to others who are in need of it at the moment, who we know, people who we know who could do with just some love and strength at the moment. So as usual, you know, pop either in the comments section or in the chat, just first names. It's kind of it's because this kind of goes on a public space. It's nicer if it's for there to kind of be a bit of privacy, that it's that we're not kind of tagging people particularly into things if we're wanting to include them. But it's one way we've cast this circle around all of us who are connected, and by popping the names in there, we pop them into the centre of the circle. And you know, for whatever reason at the moment, people who are needing just a bit of love and strength for whatever's going on in life for them. Have a think of those that you'd like to just kind of send some energy to. There's yeah, as they're going through these whatever difficulty that they're going through at the moment, may they feel this love and strength from the drum. Feel uplifted from it and be able to take that energy forward in whatever way is right for them. So I'll just give a moment for, I can see a lot of people popping names on there at the moment. And also, don't kind of we often forget, but don't forget ourselves in that. If actually, when you sit and consider it, actually you're needing that kind of extra strength and energy for yourself at the moment, you know, do ask in this round of drumming, just so that can go to where it needs to for you. So I think if it's maybe the last couple of names that have just come onto the page there, and anybody else that comes into your mind and in your heart, if somebody comes into mind during it, kind of, it may just be that they need some love and strength as well, that they've come into your thoughts for a reason. No need to kind of add any worry or story to it. Just, it's okay. Let's include them in the love and strength for this round of drumming. But yeah, let's drum that love and strength to where it's needed and to who it's needed. so that those drum beats ripple out and just carry that strength and that love that we've drummed to where it needs to go, to those people that we've named, for those who are needing it, and for ourselves where we need it. May that just sink into ourselves and to go where it's needed within us. And yeah, let's connect back in with the breath, just deepening that again a little bit more. Healing rounds always just a little bit deeper. Always, yeah. Yeah, so just take a little bit more of a moment just to bring yourself back to here. Okay. And check back in as a circle. Let us know how you're doing, how you're feeling. What was that round of drumming like for you? At very least, are you back? Cool. I can see the faces of people on the Zoom call there. You can see the start of that's at least the first comment coming back up on the Facebook Live. How are you doing? How are you feeling after that round? How was that round for you? Others feeling very strong on that as well. Beautiful, calm, inner peace, fantastic, and beautiful. Yeah, deep one. Aye. Chilled and calm and deep and powerful. It's lovely. A lot of people having a similar experience on that, or picking a similar word to describe their experience on that. Yeah, fantastic. All right. Yeah, let's ground and centre back into this place. Breathe down into the belly, especially after if you've been feeling a real deep connection with that. It's great to feel that deep connection and just to kind of let that sink in, but also have a good strong connection to here as well. Yeah, lovely. And yeah, other people talking about that they felt called to bring the voice into that. Fantastic. That means there are at least some other voices around in the circle that are warmed up, so that we can close on our chant this evening. And the chant this evening is by somebody called Demiara. There's a number of different chants that are attributed to them online. This one is the Lughnasadh chant, and the words for it are Lughnasadh, which is for the god Lugh, and Levada is means of the long arm, and it's if you read the myths over the weekend and the legends, you'll understand all about what the long arm means. But it's kind of essentially one of the names that he is known as is Lughnasadh. So if I was in person, this would be much easier. But repeat after me: Lugh. Again, Lugh. And Levada. Levada. Excellent. Lughnasadh. Okay. I'm sure you all got that perfectly right. And the rest of the words. So Lughnasadh, sage of skill, sun and harvest, spear of will. Lughnasadh, with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. Got it? There's part of me that kind of goes, if there's some way I could quickly type it onto both of these, but I can't. So we're going to have to do it kind of by listening to it and getting it. Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun and Harvest, Spear of Will, Lughnasadh, with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. And I know there's just a correction on my pronunciation. Levada, a little bit more of a ow, Levada. Lughnasadh. There we go. I'm going to tie my tongue up with it in trying to do it. Fantastic. So Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun and Harvest, Spear of Will, Lughnasadh, with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. Let's give it a go. Well, I'll start, you join in. You'll all know the Lughnasadh line, so you'll all be singing strongly with that one. And any of the other lines that you pick up along the way, sing them strongly. And if you are, while you're just kind of catching up with the words for it, just hum the tune strongly with it. And we'll bring the drums in as well. Alright, so here we go. In honour of Lughnasadh. Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun and Harvest, Spear of Will, Lughnasadh, with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun and Harvest, Spear of Will, Lughnasadh, with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun and Harvest, Spear of Will, Lughnasadh, with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun and Harvest, Spear of Will, Lughnasadh, with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun and Harvest, Spear of Will, Lughnasadh, with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun and Harvest, Spear of Will, Lughnasadh, with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun and Harvest, Spear of Will, Lughnasadh, Sage of your might, blessings bright. Lughnasadh, Sage of Skill, Sun sun and harvest, spear of will, Lughnasadh with your might, bring us blessings, blessings bright. With the happy, smiley energy of that song, partly from the tongue twister and the not being able to breathe in between all the rest of it, but that happy, smiley, sunshiny energy of this, that very fitting with this celebration of Lughnasadh, with the celebration of the sun and the harvest. We give our thanks to that energy that's been here with us this evening, that joy and that excitement, that sunshine, smile energy that has been there throughout a number of the rounds this evening. So we honour the spirits of the season, the spirits of this time of the year. We thank them for this chance, this opportunity, this space to be able to connect in with them, and to kind of attune ourselves, just to remind ourselves and attune ourselves for the turn of the season. We honour and thank the energy of the sun. We honour and thank the element of air, the water, and to the Mother Earth beneath us. We thank and honour all of those unseen that support us and guide us. To the ancestors who, in connecting with this ancient celebration, this ceremony, in ways that evolve and change, we honour all of those who have connected in with all of the different ways that this time of the year has been acknowledged and marked and celebrated. And we honour you and thank you for your presence and your space in this circle here this evening. And to the spirits of the drums, for those sacred rhythms that connect us so deeply with ourselves, that connect us so deeply as a circle here, and that connect us with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. We honour you and thank you. And if you say thank you, thank you, thank you, we close this circle this evening, and may we carry that strength, that energy and those sunshine smiles into the coming days and weeks and months. So blessed be to you all. Thank you all for joining in on the circle this evening. Hey, lovely once again to connect in with you. I will be popping updates about the coming circles that next month, and the kind of the links and details with those. Do please, one of the real great ways that you can kind of help out with things is if you're able to share any Heron Drums links, or any of the links to any of the online courses. Those things really help just for people just to be able to see what's going on with the things that I'm doing. So that's, be very, very grateful if you're able to do that. Anybody. There is the PayPal link in the Facebook one. This is a free evening. These are free online events, but if people are wanting to and able to put a contribution in for for these evenings, very much appreciated. And the link is there in the Facebook Live blurb. But yes, we will be here again on the quickly open calendar. What was the date that I said in August? The second Tuesday, the 11th. So the next one that we'll be having here, oh, you're all very quick with that. Yeah, the next one we'll be having is the 11th. So I look forward to seeing you then, if I don't see you before, for those people who are joining us on the 5th for the introduction to Shamanic drumming class. And yes, have a fantastic time over the next few days. Do connect in with this celebration and this season. But thanks everybody for joining us this evening on the online drumming circle. So big jazz handy sunshiny smile waves to everybody on Zoom and everybody on Facebook, and yeah, connect with you all soon.